What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new StarCraft 2 video. This one is between two players on the WCS Pro circuit, spawning here in the top right-hand corner of Blue Shift LE, playing with the blue Protoss pieces. He's currently down, but certainly not out of this series just yet. His name is DnS. And his opponent spawning in the cross position, playing with the red Protoss pieces. He's currently up in this series and wants to keep this momentum going into game number 2. His name is ShoWTimE. So guys, you guys can check out game number 1 on the YouTube channel right now. And I hope you guys will go ahead and do that because listen, game number 1 was absolutely incredible. You know, really, when it comes to the PvP matchup, there is a lot of back and forth that goes on, lots of mind games that go on as well, and I'll be really interested to see what DnS decides to do here in game number 2, because he's certainly not out of the series just yet. You know, ShoWTimE really showed us why he is such a great StarCraft 2 player and amazing with the Protoss pieces. We'll have to see if this, you know, what he decides to do here in game number 2 of this series that was played at the WCS in Montreal. This was actually round 1 of the bracket, and guys, I gotta say, you know, DnS, you know, lost that first game, but at certain points, it really felt like he had a more significant army than ShoWTimE did. I don't know if that's just, if it was just me or what the case might be, but anyways, regardless, this is gonna, this game here is going to, you know, really tell us something, because listen, what it comes down to is, what is DnS gonna do? That's the big question here. If you're DnS, guys, what would you do in this current situation? You're currently down. You're down in this series, right? You know, you're down 1-0 to a player of the caliber of ShoWTimE, right? What do? Do you cheese your opponent, or do you just decide to play, once again, a macro-focused game? Looks like the production tabs are very similar once again. So it looks like there's a good possibility that we're going to get another macro-focused game. DnS may have felt like he really had ShoWTimE in game number 1. He may have felt that way, that he was, you know, kind of on top of it. Like he, you know, had, you know, ShoWTimE really dead to rights, but then, you know, ShoWTimE just had a really nice timing push, which kind of ended those hopes and dreams. But anyway, you know, if I'm DnS, maybe not this game. You know, I might not try to cheese ShoWTimE just because ShoWTimE is just that good. You may not want to do that. But in this game, it's interesting because we're seeing a robotics facility coming out of ShoWTimE, which is what DnS did in game number 1. And then on the opposite side, you're seeing DnS go ahead and get that Stargate, which is exactly what ShoWTimE did. So a little bit of some change of strategies here between these two players, and we're going to have to keep an eye on that. We are going to have to keep an eye on that here in this game. But I got to say, though, you know, this has been a really great you know, series so far, and I've really, I have enjoyed, you know, I've certainly enjoyed, you know, casting and watching these games with you guys so far. Warpgate research is going to be coming up here very, very shortly. ShoWTimE is going to start trying to shoot away at this natural expansion here of DnS. So he's going to go after that pylon, and there's not much here really for DnS. I think ShoWTimE very well might get the cancel on this natural nexus here. Maybe not, though. Okay, he did. Okay, I was gonna say, wait a second, there's no way DnS is not gonna cancel this. So he did cancel it. Now ShoWTimE may start putting on some aggression is the question. He does have a pylon over here in the middle of the map, and now we've got more and more units that are coming. Now there are a couple of shield batteries here, but there is going to be, of course, an army of ShoWTimE that is coming now to try to do significant amounts of damage. This may very well not be an all-in, but it does look like ShoWTimE does want to do a lot of damage here against his opponent. At least test the waters. DNS is currently supply blocked, at least at this point, so that is that's very good for ShoWTimE. Definitely something that he is going to be, you know, would be happy about if he knew that. But there are more and more pylons that are going to be coming out here. ShoWTimE is starting to move up into DNS's main base, and this is starting to look a little bit scary here for DNS. Does he have enough here to really hold on? There is a Void Ray that has come out here, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. ShoWTimE is continuing the aggression here. He's making more and more, squeezing out more and more probes as he goes here, trying to get as much value out of these units. He's trying to go ahead and get, you know, like a better economy as we go here. DNS does have a decent amount of minerals here, but this is starting to look really scary. Couple of Void Rays are now out. ShoWTimE is still pushing, and what's nice about this push is that he can stop the push and just go back into a macro-focused game here, because he knows that his opponent is not necessarily ahead. He's not on a second base yet. So here we go. Once again, the jostling back and forth between these two players. There is an Oracle, couple of Oracles for DNS that are out. But I'm wondering, you know, ShoWTimE is still kind of pushing here. He is really trying to get up into that main base location here, and he really wants to start taking out some of these units. The longer this goes, though, DNS is going to have, you know, a decent amount of these Void Rays. I don't know if ShoWTimE really wants to push into this any longer. It's hard to tell. He very well might. But these Void Rays are going to give so much value for DNS. He's going to get a lot of value out of you know, some of the units he's got because of these shield batteries. ShoWTimE knows exactly what's going on. So now it looks like ShoWTimE's going ahead. He's getting that natural nexus, which I like that decision a lot here. He's going to try to hold DNS to this to one base, essentially. I mean, I think that's probably the plan here. Now, these Void Rays are starting to move across the map here. And I wonder if ShoWTimE knows about this. Because these Void Rays are going to get into this main base. And, I mean, there's a few stalkers here, but nothing, you know, that's going to be able to stop these Void Rays if they come across the map here. So, like I said, we're kind of at a standstill right here. At this point, ShoWTimE looks like he's going to start moving up that ramp once again, and I wonder, is there going to really be anything here for ShoWTimE or I should say for DNS to really hold on? The Void Rays are on the opposite side of the map. Or is it going to force the mass recall? And it does look like that's exactly what's going to happen. Wow. The back and forth play between these two has been absolutely incredible, guys. I've absolutely loved watching these two just go at it between one another. It's been pretty cool, for sure. Now, it does look like ShoWTimE has decided to start backing off, and it looks like we're getting into possibly, you know, we're getting to that mid game, and ShoWTimE looks like he wants to kind of stop the aggression, at least for now. We're gonna have to keep an eye on this War Prism. But I don't know. Is ShoWTimE gonna stop? Is he gonna stop with the aggression here? He's got that War Prism that's just kind of hanging out here. There's this army of DNS is kind of scary because of all these Void Rays. The Void Rays aren't very good in low numbers, but if you get big numbers, the Void Rays can be very scary to deal with. Now, this observer is seeing everything, so ShoWTimE knows exactly what's going on, knows exactly where this army is, and most likely the army is gonna, these armies very well may clash right here and right now. Does look like that might actually happen. There are a few force fields do go up. But the question is DNS trying to flip the script here? Doesn't look like he is. He's going back to the opposite side of the map. Some of these observers now, or I'm sorry, adepts are coming, and they are going to start doing some damage on some of these probes. Getting those probes is massive for ShoWTimE. Beautiful play here by ShoWTimE. That drop play really is going to keep DnS at home. Beautiful play. And then, of course, the mass recall comes in, doesn't lose anything. Incredible play by ShoWTimE. And this is why he's one of the best currently in the world, guys, with the Protoss pieces. He's just that good. But DnS has, you know, even though he's behind in supply right now, he's probably going to be behind now, of course, in economy as well. That's going to be, that's something that, you know, we're going to have to keep an eye on. DnS has really kind of been able to go toe-to-toe, though, with ShoWTimE. And Dark Shrine is coming up here, so I'm wondering if we're going to start getting some Dark Templar out. And is ShoWTimE going to decide to, you know, go for some drop play with the, with all of, or with some of the Dark Templar. And these observers are getting caught out on the map here. Very nice pickup there for ShoWTimE, at least getting one of those units. And now the army's starting to move. This army is moving across the map here. The Dark Shrine is starting to, is going to be finishing up here very, very soon. And it's hard to say who's really ahead right now, guys. It really is. We got a couple more gateways coming up here for ShoWTimE. It does seem like ShoWTimE, he is ahead of the supply. I think he's also ahead as far as army composition goes. These Void Rays have really helped DnS out, but there's a lot of units here that are going to be, you know, that could be really scary at this point to deal with. So, the Dark Templars are out, and they are going to shred this, GG is called. DnS calls GG with the Dark Templar switch. Now, you guys might be saying to yourselves, well, DnS definitely GG'd out way too early. At the same time, though, guys, even though DnS was not out of this game just yet, he knows the caliber of ShoWTimE and how good of a player he is. And you can also just tell by the supply. DnS's supply was going down drastically. ShoWTimE's was up. And so the GG comes in, but you got to realize that these pro players know. Maybe he did GG out a little bit too early, but to say the least, he is going up against a guy of the caliber of ShoWTimE. And ShoWTimE gets game number 2. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between ShoWTimE and DnS. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive. And as always, I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.